Hey, what's good? What's good? Y'all know what it is. It's me, your boy Trey, the commish, and we popping in, ready to get it popping this fine Thursday evening, Thursday night football. Y'all know how this goes. Green Bay, Washington is first up this week, so we got plenty to talk about. Gentlemen, what's good with y'all? How y'all been doing?
WGO, what's going on? How y'all living, man? It's your boy the GOAT. Y'all see later on Sunday why they call me that. Cause I keep getting them dubs, baby. But anyway, how y'all living, man, on this Thursday, man? We had some great games in week 1. We got a barn burner tonight, fellas. Woo, boy, we got the Green Bay Packers, man, and them Washington Commanders. Oh, this is gonna be a good one. This should be a good one. This is the start of a good 2 weeks. Hey, that's what I want to know. CD, after your intro, I want to know, can we have a good game like we had the first game of the season between the Cowboys and the Eagles on tonight?
What's up, people? I don't know. As you know, them Thursday night games, sometimes they don't show up, but we expecting a good one with them two quarterbacks, though, right? Like we
That
expecting
part,
Love
what
and
you
Daniels
said.
to put on a show. You know, Dan Quinn. Hey, Dan Quinn got. I guess he goes show his offense how to block Michael Parsons. You think? Because everybody's saying he unblockable and he
That's what they
unstoppable.
say.
He's causing
Yeah,
all
that's
this
the word.
havoc.
Yeah, that's the word on the street. Yeah, that's the word on the street. But we gonna see. We gonna see. You know what I'm saying? We gonna see. It should be a good one, like you said. Two good quarterbacks. So let's see how it goes, Trey.
So when we first got on, in which me and CC was talking, he was taken back a bit because he was stating that all of a sudden it's Michael Parsons and the Green Bay Packers. And I was telling him, right? I was telling him like Michael Parsons is the star of the organization now. So he brought up Jordan Love. He's like Jordan Love has been there.
Hold on, is he the star
Jordan,
now?
Jordan Love isn't polarizing as Michael Parsons is now.
Because he's younger and he's been in the league not as long. I can get that. I get where you're coming from with that. But how can you name Jordan? I mean, Micah, the star of the team. He just got there, and we don't know what he's gonna do. He got one tackle. He got one sack in 3 hurry ups. I think it was in his debut. Yeah. It's almost leading toward what CC said last week about him.
So we're going to see. So of course, there was plenty that he said that went on, some interesting stuff. One thing that stands out to me most, right? We all enjoy seeing teams play, watching the games. The Indianapolis Colts and the Miami Dolphins had a game that was very, I guess it just depends on what side of the spectrum you're on, who you're cheering for.
One side. It was
one sided. For real. I was like, it was multiple sides to that ass. That was an ass.
One sided.
That was an ass.
And something, the biggest thing, Trey, is I told y'all Tua wasn't that. And I've been saying Tua wasn't that. So, despite all of what Tariq did, and Tariq, Tariq did all that talking about how he's better than Patrick Mahomes. He's more accurate than Patrick Mahomes.
I'm going to steal a line from my mama, man. Tariq can go sit down somewhere.
For sure, CC. Go sit down somewhere. Because it was better than Patrick Mahomes, bro. Stop it, man. Where'd you get? And now he regretting that trade. You looking at him, he backpedaling, looking for somewhere else to go. Yeah. I bet you you're behind with you still in KC, don't you?
I told y'all that coach was gonna struggle. It's like, a genius with offense or whatever. I told y'all they was gonna struggle, man. You gotta build the team.
Sure, said coaches.
You did.
So it was funny. He talked about, of course, the seat is hot. The seat is hot, most definitely.
Boy, hot ain't the word, Trey. Hot ain't the word.
Did you hear what he said?
For McDaniels.
Trey, did you hear what he said?
Who?
The coach, when his post game conference, where he said, "I'm not good enough." Man, I can't. If I'm a veteran player, I'm looking. Man, get me out of Miami right now. What do you mean you're not good enough?
Who said
These
that? Who
coaches say we go study this film. That's been a talk all week. This McDaniel's the coach. I'm
Oh
not good
wow.
enough. What?
Oh wow. Oh wow.
What?
Oh wow. Oh
So
wow.
he's taking back one thing that happened definitely this week, like we say. The Indianapolis Colts were able to dispose of the Miami Dolphins by the score of 33-8 on Sunday, one of the highest scoring games. I mean, the biggest blowout for the season. I mean, it's one weekend, biggest blowout. Tua Tagovailoa was only 14 for 24 for 114 yards, but he did get one touchdown, but three interceptions. And I think he had a fumble loss as well. To it,
Shout out Daniel Jones. Shout out Daniel Jones, man. Way to show
Man,
up.
man,
I told you,
man.
Way
I
to
told
show up.
y'all, Danny Jones is not a slouch, and by no means, in my opinion. I was hoping that San Francisco was going to get their hands on Danny Jones as a backup, so that way he could be in. Of course, we got Mac Jones, but I really thought Danny Jones is going to end up in San Francisco. Um, but I mean, it didn't happen that way. But Danny Dimes, I respect his grind and his hustle. For a long time, you got to take in consideration when New York, the Giants was in games while Saquon Barkley was gone. It was because of Danny Dimes. So it's unfortunate that they got rid of him. I guess, new ownership, new management. They wanted to start fresh. Usually, people want to start fresh with their own quarterback, especially when the team has been dismal in between that time frame. And Danny Dimes got the horns, but by no means is he a slouch in my opinion. He showed he was cooking
No.
every possession,
That's what
scored
I
on
said. I didn't see that game. I was just about to say that. But I heard they scored on every possession.
every possession.
Every
Defensive
possession.
coordinator, you should have packed your locker as soon as you hit Miami, bro. You
Yep.
should have
Every
packed.
possession.
Oh, you should have been prepping on the plane to pack your locker. You look every possession.
Every possession.
That's terrible. That's
Danny Dimes
terrible.
was 22 of 29 for 272 yards with one touchdown. Quarterback rating of 87.5. Overall rating of 115 and 9. So Danny Dimes of Daniel Jones came and did what he was supposed to do, and now he's on. He's week one. He's basically 1-0, just like half of the NFL, and that's where he at from it. So definitely is going to be one of those situations to where you're going to see how it goes up, what can transpire from that, how good they're going to be. But that's what happened. He did what was expected. And
Yeah,
so
agree. I
I
agree.
don't.
He did. Danny Dimes did exactly what expected. It's crazy because what Danny Dimes did is what I was expecting for Justin Fields to do once he left Chicago. Once he went to Pittsburgh.
He's
Things
just
like
he's
that.
just he's
Danny
just a
Dimes
seasoned
is doing
vet.
exactly what I expect Justin to do. And it's not too late. It's not too late.
Hey,
It's
Justin
still
had a good
early.
game.
I was about to
He
say
had a
Get that.
decent
I know we
game.
gonna
He
get
did.
there.
He had a
Justin had a
decent.
good
Yeah, he
game.
had a decent game. He did. He
I was
did.
about to
And I'm
say.
hoping it gets better. Hope it's getting better. I hope it gets better. I do.
So what you could think of, like, right? You're saying thinking about, like you just talked about Justin Jones in state.
Fields.
Would y'all say that Justin Fields? I'm sorry, Justin Fields is improving from where he was.
This is
Um,
what I'm glad you asked that question, right? This is what I think, Trey and CC. I think Justin, for one, and y'all give me y'all take on this. For one, he got drafted by the worst team he could have got drafted by for a rookie quarterback, in my opinion. Then he goes from there and heads out to Pittsburgh, where he's in competition with a veteran quarterback in Russell Wilson, which he, in my opinion, is he showing progression? To answer your question, yes, Trey. I do feel like he's showing a bit of progression. However, when you've been running for the last 3 seasons for your life, and I'm talking about when he was in Chicago, you've been running. You had it takes some getting used to be able to settle yourself in or something. because you so busy looking over your shoulder all the damn time. Where is he coming from? I gotta do this. Let me run. Let me take off. You can't go to your. I feel like you can't get comfortable in your progressions because you so nervous about, damn, is that line finna collapse on me? Damn, am I about to get hit on my blind side? So I feel like he was in a bad predicament because of the team in which he initially went to. But yes, to answer your question, in my opinion, I feel like he's progressing. Now, is the Jets a team to be progressing in? Not necessarily.
I
Not
just
in my
like his
opinion.
confidence. I saw
Yeah.
that game, and I just like his overall confidence. I was telling Trey, I watched that game. That's what's the most impressive thing was his confidence. He looked like I'm an NFL quarterback. I'm a starting quarterback in the NFL for the first time in his career. He didn't look like that in Pittsburgh, but he looked
Right.
like comfortable with the role. So I don't know what the Jets coaching staff doing, but keep doing that. I
But
don't know
even
if
this
he
CC,
does this year.
but even this CC and Trey, he didn't look good in preseason.
No, he did not.
With the
He did
Jets,
not look good.
he did not.
He did
People
not.
was questioning that. He didn't like.
Yeah,
People
I
didn't
still
even know whether
was.
or not he was going to. Yeah, I was too. People didn't even know whether or not he was going to start in New York because how bad he was looking in preseason. So to see what he did on Sunday, yes, it's
So the
definitely
game in which we talk about in place is, of course, Pittsburgh was victorious over, and we're gonna talk about Mr. Rogers in a second. Pittsburgh was victorious over the Jets, 34-32. Justin Fields, 16 for 22 for 216 yards, one touchdown, a QBR of 79. Aaron Rodgers was 22 for 30.
Let's talk about that bag,
Here we
man.
go with that.
That
Here we go with
bag.
that.
Don't do that, CC. Come
Here
on,
we go
Trey. Give
with
us
that.
some numbers. See, give us some numbers, Trey. What was he saying again? Let's put everybody in the back so they can hear. What was that?
Aaron Rodgers was 22 for 30, 244 yards, 4 touchdowns. He did get sacked 4 times, however, and he had a QBR of 62.6, but his overall rating was 136.7. 8-yard average on passes. He was putting the ball around.
He was cooking. Come on, let's do it, Trey.
Yeah.
He was cooking. He was
Was
cooking.
he cooking?
He was cooking.
Hey, in that game, what I saw helped him out was getting the ball in their hand, in the receivers and them running backs' hands quick, getting the ball to those receivers quick, and letting them run the yards. Let's not make it seem like he was throwing the ball all over the place. What's his name? DK Metcalf. DK
Hold on,
Metcalf
though.
had a lot of. They had a lot of yards at the catch.
I
They had a
get
lot of
you.
yards at the catch.
I give you that, CC. But let's talk about ball placement. Just talk about where he was putting some of the balls. They might have not been 60, 70 yards, but them 20 and 30 yard dimes that he was popping on them. Come on, man. We was looking at the old Aaron Rodgers of old back right there. Now don't get me wrong. Don't y'all get all hyped up. He's the next MVP, Super Bowl bound. Don't do that. Because he looked that damn good. He looked good though. He looked better than what he did in the Jets. However, that was the Jets in which he
looked way better.
He played the Jets. Let's see how he looks against a team in which has a defense. Will he look like that again?
DJ, what's good? Keys?
What up, Keys? What up, DJ? What up, Randall?
I want to say this about that game before we move off that game, man. It was supposed to be two good. I was expecting to see two good defenses. Pittsburgh defense looked kind of washed.
Trash, bro. Look straight trash. Straight. I don't know what defenses were worse, Pittsburgh and the Jets, or Baltimore and the Bills.
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, me too. But I'm saying I don't know which defense was worse.
And we're gonna get to that game. That's probably gonna be tourist because it's a lot to be said about that game.
A lot.
One thing in which I can say is I really felt that. I honestly thought Justin Fields was going to put them in position to win. Me and CC was just talking about it before.
I did too.
Ramsey lowered the boom.
Did he?
Hey.
Cough it up, my bro. Cough it
Made
up.
him cough it up.
Let me get that hot potato. Let me get that hot potato.
And to add insult to injury, he pimps off, and when he's pimping off, Garrett Wilson is still laid out on the turf.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Jalen Ramsey said, "I'm that man. I'm that
A
dude. Welcome to the league,
clean,
baby.
a
Welcome to the league.
clean,
Clean,
That was a
Lord.
clean hit.
clean
Clean
hit.
hit.
Almost looked like my man hit from Oklahoma on the Michigan. That pop he put on that running back in the backfield in Michigan.
So one of my old soldiers hit me up, and because when I posted it, and he hit me up.
He said Henry said he set that cat up. He set that kid up. That was wrong.
And you saw what I posted? It was like, yo, he walked off the field like I'm done. Like, don't put me up.
Oh yeah, I agree with you, Key. I feel with you, Key. I agree with you, Key. He could have ran for those 3 yards and got that first. Yeah. He sure could have. Yeah.
So
I agree.
True enough, but you have to. This is what we have to take in consideration. They had 18 seconds at the point in which he got smacked. Mm-hmm. If he had ran for that and got tackled in bounds, he would have to sit up and run and get up. They would have held him down, all that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. The ideal, I'm believing, is Garrett to get the ball and catch it where he catch it at and get out of bounds, because he was close to the out of bounds marker. However, they didn't take in consideration or think that Jalen is still
that dude. He's still that dude.
He's still that dude. So like, I ain't don't get.
He's still that dude.
Yeah.
Jalen said, just because I've been to a few teams don't mean I ain't got it. I got it. I still got it.
He's like, I still got it.
Another thing I got from that game was it turned into, I thought the Jets was gonna win the game, to be honest. But then they turned into the same old Jets. They turned into the same old Jets in that fourth quarter with the penalties. I'm talking just penalties alone. I was like, man, what the late hit out of bounds? It was just different things where it was like the Jets, man, if y'all want to turn the corner, y'all gotta knock some of this stuff out.
So and it's funny that you say that, because ideally, I think someone is being released from the Jets. I think I seen. I can't remember who it is. Gibson, the wide receiver who fumbled the ball, but his play, one of his
yeah. I know you talking about.
The mindset of the coach is, if you're here and you're making mistakes like this, we don't need you. And so I wonder, and I ask y'all fellas this: do you think having that mindset goes well in a professional locker room? That your coach has that mindset of, if you can't comply and play and be efficient as a professional, then we don't need you. You don't need to be here, or you ain't gonna see time, or however it goes. How well do you think that goes over in the locker room?
It should send a strong message. Hey, we trying to, man, you gotta change the culture. You saw that cowboy thing, man. Jimmy Johnson was doing the same thing when he got there. Hey, if you fumble the ball, they said he threw it. They said he kicked the kid off the field fumbling the ball in practice. He threw a dude off the team fumbling in practice. So, but I think if you want to win, you got to switch that up.
Well, CC, I mean, that's just what time. Like when I was coming up, like coaches back then, when I was coming up, you fumbled a ball in practice and stuff, like you was getting kicked. Like, remember the Titans? That was some real. Petey, pick this ball up and run every mile. Like that was real. Like, cause as we all know, Trey, we talk about it all the time in practice. You practice as you play. Mm-hmm. So if you're doing it here, we needed to get it out of you here at practice, so you don't do it on the field when it counts the most. It don't count here, but we need to get that out of you now. And if you continuously keep doing it, yeah, you're finna get kicked off to the sideline. Hey, running back number 2, come here, go sit your behind over there and sit down.
Practice needs to be the hardest.
Yeah, come here, because obviously your boy can't hold the ball, so you come in here, and if you drop it too, you're gonna be right next to him. Oh, yeah. Like, that's what it is, bro. It's a business. It's a business.
I mean, if you're trying to win, you got to start doing that.
Facts. It's totally facts. You think the way Ben Johnson is coaching the Bears, he will lose the locker room soon?
I think we're going to get to that game, but before we get to that game, yeah, I would say, I already told y'all my feelings on the Ben Johnson already. I was telling y'all, pump the brakes on it, man. Pump the brakes on it. He ain't been a head coach before. You coaching both sides of the ball, not just offense right now. You responsible for the whole team. I think that's what's happening to the guy out of Miami Dolphins, young McDaniels out in the Dolphins, is that now you realize that you're not just functioning for one side of the ball. You're responsible for everything. So I think it's going to take – I'm not saying Ben Johnson not going to be a good coach someday, but I'm saying It might not be these
It's gonna take some
3
time.
years or whatever he get with the
Yeah,
Bears. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It might
yeah.
not be those years.
You right
So
about that.
just to backtrack a little,
Ah,
just to
yeah,
backtrack a little, after that blowout loss in Miami, speaking of talking about the teams in the locker room, the players had a player-only meeting. Do you, in your opinion, are player-only meetings beneficial? Do they?
absolutely.
You think they strike the mark and
Absolutely. I feel like you have to have to build the camaraderie that you're supposed to have, that bond that you need to have within a team, and within the team dynamics. You have to have a players only. You have to. You have to have a
But that's
players
a
only.
good.
You have to have an opportunity to voice how you feel amongst your peers, and then later you can come amongst the coaches and all of that and voice and air out everything. But first, you need to do it amongst your peers so that everybody can be on level ground and hear everything that needs to be said from each and every player and how they feel about how the season is going, how it should go, and where they want it to go. You know what I'm saying? Things like of that nature.
It's that what I was saying, man. That no excuse list, man. It's like, yo,
Thank
to
you.
hold everybody accountable. You feel the Miami Dolphins? They needed something because, hey, offense, y'all didn't put no points on the board, and defense, y'all got scored on the whole game. They scored on every possession. Yeah, that deserves. I'm sorry, it's not too
That
early
says a
for.
lot. That says a
I
lot, bro.
disagree. It's not too early for a team
It
meeting.
ain't. I agree with. I'm with CC. It's not too early.
It's not too early.
When your defense allows a point every single drive, that's a
In
problem.
professional sports,
Yeah, that's a problem.
not one
That's a
punt.
problem. That's a problem.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
problem.
that's really a problem.
This isn't like a regular old team. This the Pittsburgh. I mean, this ain't no dominant team. This the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they done made the playoffs ever since old boy been there. But the fact of the matter is, there's no way. You mean you couldn't stop them once? Not one
Yeah, they
time,
was the coach.
CC.
They was playing the coach. Yeah, the coach. They
Yeah,
couldn't stop
I'm
him.
saying, but you mean to tell me you can't stop him one time?
You
One
couldn't
time.
stop him one time. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
understand that.
the
Like,
coach. And we talk about the coach. You're right. The coach. I said the Pittsburgh Steelers. You're right. Duh. It's the coach. You can't stop the coach one time.
Daniel Jones. You couldn't
Yeah,
stop Daniel Jones.
one time, bro. Like, why you couldn't stop Daniel Jones, bro? This dude last year,
You couldn't
everybody
stop Daniel Jones.
he was a laughing stock last year. And you can't stop this dude this year at all, bro.
At all.
Oh yeah. Team meeting. Matter of fact, don't nobody come off the field. Let them clear the stadium. We gonna have a meeting right here on the field.
Right here,
Because that's
right
where it
now.
happened. Yeah, this is where it happened at. This is where it happened at. We're going to have
Right
this
now.
meeting right here, right now. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Nah, they be playing after the game. That's a coming to Jesus moment right there.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And you know,
Man.
Monday, normally they might let them off. Monday we coming in because we're going to talk about this again.
Yeah.
And yeah, with Daniel Jones, Randall.
With Daniel Jones. That's what we saying.
Yeah, like it just don't make sense, man. If it don't make dollars and it don't make sense, and then that's just what it is. And yet, if we need to have a team meeting with just the team, let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's do it. And the captains need to be the ones to come up with that meeting to say, hey guys, look, come here. Ain't nobody going home. What we going home for? We don't even deserve to go home. We should be sleeping in this damn locker room. We should be sleeping in this damn locker room. That's what we should be doing. After this massacre, how we lose? And then it was in Miami.
Nobody playing spades. Hey, ain't nobody playing spades on the team playing.
But no, it was in Miami. They lost at home, didn't they?
I know. I thought they was in
they was at home. Yes.
They was in Indianapolis, right?
No, I thought they was at home. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you. Hold on. I thought they was at home, bro. Let me see. You right. It was in Indianapolis. You right.
I was like, they was in Indianapolis. You know,
they was in Indianapolis. You right. So is it too early to say Anthony Richardson's got to go?
Maybe he should study a little bit more.
I think he's behind some. So Danny Dimes isn't as mobile as Anthony Richardson.
Hell, he's not an athlete like Anthony like that.
Yeah, he's not an athlete like Anthony Richardson, but he's an athlete. So it's something to be taken away from him. It's just his skill set. His skill set is a little better.
I understand. You have a meeting just for the first game. It's a lot of weeks to play, so you have a meeting every week. If you playing like that, yeah. And every week we're gonna have a meeting. You're right. Yep. If you continue to come on, Randall. Anthony. I mean
Like, what's
Anthony.
the
Come on,
next
Anthony.
game? What's the next
Anthony,
game?
if you let your squad, if your squad, like everybody, I guarantee you, everybody that played fantasy got rid of Miami this week. Everybody got rid of Miami if they defense this week. They on the top. They back on the waiver wire. All the Miami people that pick Miami's defense, they back on the waiver wire. You can't play like that every week, bro. Every week.
Yeah. What was the next game?
So next one, let's talk about Detroit. The
Ooh.
fire and ice movement is a dead movement. Did we just see, or was it like you said? Was it the coordinators? Did the coordinators not having the coordinators? Was that what we're looking at? Are we looking at?
Don't do that, Trey.
Philadelphia
No,
Eagles?
no,
No,
Say, I
don't do
want to
that.
ask.
What
Say, I want to
you
ask you
won't
a
do?
question. Say,
What you
I
won't
want
do
I
is
want to ask you
put
a
it up.
question about those Lions.
What's up?
Because 2 years ago you said, "Oh, the Lions was coming all the way up."
They did 2 years ago.
Do
They
you
did.
still stand by that?
I
Do you
told
still
you
stand?
now. I now how I deem it is that there is going to be rough for them. But 2 years ago is when they took the 49ers to the NFC Championship game and almost took them out. And then last year they were a 15-win team. So, but now they're
They won
without.
15 games last year. It's man.
Now they're without the coordinators that brought them to those points. So now it's a reset. Like, let's be honest, right? It's not too many coaches who have lose their offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, or either or one of them that was successful and then are able to still maintain the line. Kyle Shanahan did it a little bit because he lost first. He lost McDaniels, but he still had no. First he lost Salah. No, he lost Salah and McDaniels in the same year, and then we had a bunch of injuries, and then he came back strong the following year. No, actually, he was all right because he had what's his name? Who's I think he's a defensive coordinator in Carolina. He had him, and then they came back, and it wasn't as problematic. Or defensive coordinator in Atlanta, maybe.
So let me ask you this: what makes the difference when you got the same players? You got the same head coach and the same players. The offensive coordinator you got was promoted in house, so he knows the offense that Ben Johnson was running. So you ain't really. So what would that make such a difference if you got the same people? I can see if you switched a lot of personnel, but they got the same people.
Because I think it's when you're an innovator or something, and and you put it together and you establish it, and people play within your system, then for someone else to take it over and do it, it comes with something. So think about it. Phil Jackson ran the triangle. His players ran the triangle. He left. Derek Fisher tried to go to New York and run the triangle and was no success. Why? Because Phil Jackson was there with him in the front office. But it's a complete different. It's a completely different when you got someone else trying to replicate what it is. So if you're going to run my offense, I would advise that you takes glimpses of my offenses, put your spin on it because so you can put your staple on it and use it effectively. So that way, because trying to run it like me, I might see something differently. And I think that's what was the issue. It wasn't Dan Campbell's offense, it was Ben Johnson's offense. It wasn't Glenn's defense. I mean, it wasn't Dan Campbell's defense. It was Glenn's defensive scheme and how he did it. And so it makes up a difference. Now, if you're the head coach and you give it to them and let them sit up and remix it, that's different.
I
I
think
think
what I think what I'm saying is
the
the
players are there
offensive
true,
coordinator. So the offensive coordinator that they kept was the in-house guy though.
correct.
It's not like you went and brought somebody in that's gonna totally change the whole scheme. Some of
But
his
it wasn't.
scheme, I'm sure
But I
he
mean,
helped
yeah,
Ben
through that
Johnson develop
but
some of
he
his
went.
scheme.
But it depends on did you think that did he sit there and observe and pick up on what you was doing or he was the best guy? Was he the guy or was he the best guy that was in the organization that they had and they didn't want to go outside the
No, the best guy is the best guy for the job is in New York.
yeah.
He the Jets. He went to the Jets. You know what I'm saying? Like the best guy went with Glenn to the Jets. Same thing, like you saw the drop off with San Francisco, and it wasn't you say it was just
when we
injuries, but it
lost to
wasn't
Mako
just injuries.
Ryans.
Yeah, when you lost D'Amico Ryans and stuff
But
like
you
that,
know
and he
what?
took the Slowick
It
and stuff,
wasn't
it wasn't just that, you know.
it wasn't necessarily a drop off because honestly, when damn his name slips me at this time when he took over when he was hamming the 49ers, they were better defensively than D'Amico Ryans the previous year. I don't know why they fired him and let him go, but he was ousted, and then came the next year in which the defense wasn't all. I mean, they was all right, but it wasn't what it was the 2 years running. We went from Salah to having a strong defense to D'Amico Ryans to having a strong defense to oh my goodness, why am I can't I remember his name? It's on the tip of my tongue. But to him to having a stronger defense than the previous year to having issues, and then we get Salah back.
Well, yeah, I don't want to get too sidetracked on that, but what we was at with uh the Lions, man, the effort. I changed the game. I totally turned that game because I didn't see no effort from the Lions. Like it's like Green Bay jumped on them from the beginning, and I didn't really see. So that's what I'm saying. Some of that got to go on the players, man. The players wasn't ready for game one. Like hopefully they'll come back game two, and you will see a different Lions because they weren't ready. It wasn't for me. It wasn't just the coaches. It's also the players, man. Like defensively, they did absolutely nothing to stop Green Bay. Nothing.
I mean, it really remains to be seen, and we're going to see how it comes out. Like it again, it was season game one, week one, and so there's a plenty to be seen. Speaking of the 49ers, we watched that game. We was just talking about. In your opinion, it was a close one, and it should have been the Eagles. I mean, not Eagles, the Seahawks game, based off of Brock Purdy. I mean, Brock Purdy was laboring. Dewan Jennings laboring. Uh,
Kittle got knocked out the game.
George Kittles got knocked out early, and he was cooking. And they kind of had McCaffrey bottled up because it's like who you gonna go to? Parasol wasn't ineffective, but I mean, so it's like, but your quarterback was ineffective. So it's like it was close, but like I was telling you, your assertion was that the defensive player, didn't put himself in a good, or he was trying to be pretty.
He was trying to be too cute. Hey, I just want to say that to the people out there, man. Sometimes you just gotta play the game the way it's supposed to be played. That young man tried to jump and look all fancy, and that man just came and took the ball right from him. Like you gotta knock that down. That ball gotta hit the ground. You do not give up a touchdown in that situation. He had an interception. Brock Purdy threw a bad pass. That's the thing. The pass was bad because the pass went right to the Seattle Seahawks. And that guy, what's his name, Farrell or whatever? Farrell should have got the game ball. If Shanahan gives game ball, he should have got the game ball because he took that ball from that young man. And number 27, I can't remember his name, but number 27, you got to work on that. You got to snatch that ball out the air or knock it down, do whatever. You do not let the tight end come snatch the ball trying to look pretty.
So in that game, Brock Purdy, 26 for 35, 277 yards, QBR of 8.3. Without, like you said, without Kittle, without Ayuk, um, it seems like a dismal performance. McCaffrey, 23 carries for 69 yards. That's not, you know what I'm saying, that's not the business. We're not going to be able to win with that. Ricky Parasol, 4 catches for 108 yards, but he didn't have a touchdown. I'm a big purveyor of over 100 yards receiving, and you don't, and there's no touchdowns. Then what are we doing? That's a indicator of the offense wasn't clicking. It wasn't effective. Like you got.
I think they overused McCaffrey in that game. Like
Oh,
it
they
was like,
did.
man,
They
if you go
did.
keep going to McCaffrey, it's like you go just force feed this guy to try to. I know I understand you missing some pieces and you trying to get stuff jumping, but yeah, you putting. And I already told you my idea, of my theory on McCaffrey. Anyway, I think he's done. I think he's done. I mean, I don't think he gonna go 17 games like that.
What do you think about
MVP season over.
what do you think about Sam Darnold's performance?
Oh, it was garbage. Like let's just keep it real. Part of that was defense though. The defense was on them. I think Seattle got to work on their blocking schemes and stuff, man, to keep the pressure off. And then he didn't seem comfortable, or maybe the scouting report or something, because he kept, in my opinion, he kept throwing these short passes. He never wanted to take too many chances downfield until the end of that game, right? And then you got to have receivers catch the ball too, though. There was some drops out there that was left out there that I thought they could have caught the ball. The coach said only one receiver showed up. What was his name? Injigma or whatever. He was the only one that showed up.
Smith, yeah. And which I mean, but he had the line share like he had the most shares in the NFL with over 59% in what was going on. So I mean, and that's compared to having Cooper Cup on the field and other receivers. So I mean, it's
Did
gonna
he have 100? Did he have 100 yards passing?
yeah, he had 100 yards passing.
He must have got it on that last drive because he was like, dude had 16 completions with 93 yards. It was like, what are you doing?
So next up, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Atlanta Falcons. Off the rip, Bijan showed that he's ready to play this year. However, so did what's his name, Ibuka
Yeah, Ibuka from Ohio
from
State.
Ohio State. He
Ohio
showed
State is putting some tough receivers in the game because but Smith and Jigma, ain't he from Ohio State too?
yes.
Man, it's like, yeah, they
So
putting
at
some
this
receivers.
point, in my opinion, I know like at one point the Trojans was wide receiver U, but at this point right now, I think Ohio State and LSU is holding that down.
No, Harrison Jr., that Smith and Jigma, Ibuka that you just saw, and then
Garrett
Chris
Wilson.
Olave down there in New Orleans. Yeah.
Garrett Wilson as well.
And Garrett Wilson, yeah. Don't forget Garrett Wilson. Like, yeah, it's a lot of young talent coming out of Ohio State at the receiver position.
And they got two that's there right now. That's problematic. So right now, I think LSU had that for a second. Now it might be shifting to OSU to sit up and talk about it. They're definitely putting it out there. But of course, like you said, 23-20, Atlanta Falcons fell to them. Baker
Hey,
Mayfield 17 for 32, 167 yards. That doesn't sound too eyebrow popping. Bucky Irvin 14 carries for 37 yards. Baker had 5 carries for 39 yards. And like you just talked about, Ibuka, he had 2 touchdowns on the night, 67 yards on 4 receptions, 6 targets. Mike Evans, he had 51 yards. Do you think this is the year Mike Evans doesn't get 1,000 yards receiving?
man, in 17 games, he gonna get 1,000. Let's
He'll
just
get
stop it. He gonna get 1,000. But look, I picked Atlanta to win that game. Man, people, I got to tell y'all, being 8-8, that was pitiful. That was horrible. I won't pick like that again. The teams that let me down, though, Atlanta was one of those teams. I said no excuses. They made my no excuse list, and this is why. Against a divisional rival, they came back and they had the lead late, 20-17, and then they let Tampa go down the field and score a touchdown. You got to hold them to a field goal. That game should have been in overtime, Atlanta.
that
If you want to compete in that division.
Koo didn't help them. Their field goal kicker didn't help them. No different than San
Right?
Francisco's
He did
field goal
miss.
kicker didn't
Yeah.
help them either.
Young
But
Way Cool did miss a field goal.
Michael Penix, however, 27 for 42, 298 yards passing, 7-yard average, 1 touchdown. He didn't look as bad. I'm still looking to see if he's going to be the unlock code to see the greatness of Kyle Pitts. Is Kyle Pitts, was he overrated? Is he just not have been in the right offense, or is he what he's showing he is?
Kyle Pitts is on the wrong team. If he was playing in Kansas City or the LA Chargers somewhere, even the Denver Broncos, you would see a whole different Kyle Pitts. Somewhere where offense is important. Somewhere where offense is prideful. I think he would play much better somewhere else. I mean, heck, at this point, even Pittsburgh or he would actually be good Jacksonville. He would actually be good in Jacksonville with Hunter and Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence needs a weapon. Um, because Travis Hunter did all right, but them numbers didn't look that
And,
great. I
and
wasn't
what
that
you're
impressed.
we're going there next. Of course, just talking about B. John Robinson had 12 carries for a measly 24 yards. However, he had 6 receptions for 100 yards plus a touchdown. Kyle Pitts was 7 for 59. Drake London was 8 for 55. So again, in state. What I'm thinking that we're seeing is a trend of everyone was mediocre for in a sense. Like it really wasn't anyone just stood out and just went ham in the situation. Everyone had a little something going on. As we go to the Panthers and Jaguars next, that game, the Jaguars were able to pull off a victory, 26-10. Did we think anything less? Of course not. In that game, Bryce Young, we talked about, he was 19 for 35 for 154 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. His counterpart, who he faced off against, Trevor Lawrence, was 19 for 31 for 176 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Travis Etienne carried the ball 16 times for 143 yards. He was up against Chuba Hubbard, who had 18 carries for 57 yards. Rookie sensation for the Panthers, Tatora McMillan, was 5 catches for 68 yards, no touchdowns. However, Chuba Hubbard did have a receiving touchdown off of 3 catches for 32 yards. And then on the other side of the spectrum, Brenton Strange, who the tight end that replaced Evan Ingram, was 4 receptions for 59 yards, no touchdowns. The only touchdown came from Hunter Long on one reception for 6 yards. Diami Brown had 3 receptions for 52. Travis Hunter with 6 receptions for 33 yards. His longest was 10 yards. Watching, and then Tank Bigsby, of course, had 5 carries for 11 yards, but he will not carry again for the Jacksonville Jaguars, as he is now
the Eagle now.
Yeah.
North Philadelphia, man. Hey, but I'm just gonna put that out there. Like, I think we overhype people sometimes. Like, I wasn't impressed with Travis Hunter's debut. I'm just gonna put that out there. I wasn't impressed. 6 catches, 33 yards. I know it's just your first game, but man, make a big splash when you come in. Like, something like similar to what Garrett Wilson did when he came in. But for me, uh, you watch 2 teams that's probably not going anywhere. People, we see Carolina struggle. It's not just Bryce Young, so I'm not gonna beat up Bryce Young over game 1. I'm not gonna beat Bryce Young up over game 1. We're gonna stay there for about week 8. But right now, we got right now it's like Trevor Lawrence. I'm still not impressed with him, man. Like what Bishop called him sunshine. I'm not impressed with that guy. I don't know. I think he holding the Jaguars back. That's just my opinion. I think it's time to get another quarterback in Jacksonville.
The Las Vegas Raiders faced off against the New England Patriots, and the Raiders went over with a 20-13 victory. Ashton Genty, 19 carries for 38 yards. However, he did have a touchdown. That's not enough. Brock Bowers, 5 receptions for 103 yards, but no touchdown. Again,
but we knew Bowers was the truth.
We know Bowers the truth. And then he's injured now, so he's going to see. Jacoby Myers wasn't bad. Trey Tucker was all right. So I see some glimpses of potentially the Raiders being able to be effective. We're just going to have to look and wait and see. Not having Bowers is going to hurt them, although Mayer is there and he's not a bad backup. Drake May for the Patriots, 30 for 46, 267 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. 46 passes, throwing all over the yard. Trevion Henderson was 6 carries for 27. He led 6 carries for 27 yards. Keyshawn Butte, 6 receptions for 103 yards. Again, no touchdown. Like, this is like I think everyone was. It just so happened that someone had to lose in week 1. Someone had to be undefeated. Someone had to lose.
The Patriots, man. I'm so disappointed in them. I picked them again. That's another one of them teams. That's another one of them 8 losses that I took, people. That guy, man. Look, I like Vrabel. I think he's a decent coach. I just don't know if New England is the spot for him. But I will say this: New England, the last 4 or 5 years, y'all normally good in Foxborough. Y'all been getting crushed at home. Gillette Stadium and at Gillette Stadium, it ain't been doing y'all no favors for season openers the last few years. And that was something that y'all used to get off to a good start. New England used to get off to a good start. You go in there, you get beat down. You take a beat down. So now everything's flipped.
The New York Giants, Washington Commanders faced off as well. Giants fell in the NFC East, 21-6. In that game, Russell Wilson, 17 for 37, 166 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Russell Wilson was the leading scorer, however, leading rusher, 6 carries for 44 yards on the evening. Malik Neighbors led the receiving core with 5 receptions for 71 yards. Again, no touchdowns. Wandale Robinson was second in with 6 catches for 55 yards. On the opposite side of the spectrum on the offense, Jaden Daniels, last year's Offensive Rookie of the Year, was 19 for 30 or 233 yards, 7.8 on the average, 1 touchdown. Jacory Crosby Merritt, the rookie, displacing that was evidently his ascension, was able to displace Brian Robinson Jr. and allow him to go to San Francisco. He had 10 carries for 62 yards and a touchdown. Jaden Daniels had 11 carries for 69 yards himself. Austin Eckler, 8 carries for 28 yards. Debo Samuels, bell cow, 7 receptions, 77 yards receiving. He also had a 19-yard touchdown, which basically put them up. What do you think about Debo Samuel being the stronger receiver that started out this weekend as opposed to McLaurin for the Washington Commanders?
Well, it makes sense. McLaurin was a hold in.
Uh-huh.
McLaurin was a hold in. So I can understand you got to get your legs up under you. You got to, it's football, man. It takes some conditioning to get there. And I do agree with that, but I don't agree with Winston. I say go to Jackson Dart already. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
but I try to tell y'all. Y'all was like, I'm crazy, right? That Russell Wilson was the guy to sit behind in New York. No, it's not, man. Get off that already, and throw Jackson Dart in there and save your season. If you Brian Dayball, it's time to save your season already. You might not make it the rest of the season. You keep on playing. Now I
Next
do.
up, the
I will say this about Jameis Winston. I will say this about Winston. He is that guy, man. He gonna throw 3 touchdowns, but he gonna throw 3 interceptions. Two is just when those interceptions gonna come, man. That might hurt your
at
team.
the most inopportune time. Next up, the Bengals, Cincinnati Bengals. What we thought was going to be like maybe a throttling, a pummeling, didn't end up being that. It almost was an L for them as Cleveland came to play. Cincinnati, however, with Joe Burrow, 14 for 23 for 113 yards, 1 touchdown. Chad Brown, 21 carries for 43 yards. He had a touchdown. T. Higgins led with 3 receptions for 33 yards. Noah Fant was 4 for 26. Jamar Chase 2 for 26 yards. Noah Fant had the only lone touchdown. Very was it? Do you think Cleveland had the right defense? Joe Flacco 31 for 45, 280 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Dylan Sampson, the rookie, 12 carries for 29 yards. Uh, Jerry Jeudy, I know you don't care for Jeudy, 5 receptions for 88 yards. Dylan Simpson was 8 for 64. But I think Tillman, 5 for 52, was the difference maker for them. And Harold Fannin Jr., 7 receptions for 63 yards. He kept the chains moving for them. Do you think the defense was just too much for the Bengals? Or, again, it's just the jitters for the first week?
It's a division rivalry game. A lot of them games be close anyway. And plus, it's the Battle of Ohio. Cleveland ain't backing down from a challenge. They may not be as good as Cincinnati was predicted to be. But it's like I told y'all already, man. I told y'all they don't protect Joe Burrow. He took a lot of hits that he probably shouldn't be taking out there. So he might not make it this season if he keeps taking all those hits. And it's not just from Cleveland. You got to get an offensive line. Like I don't know. At this point, you're gonna have to figure that out if you Cincinnati. But his numbers were poor. Like, and I wouldn't. If I'm Joe Burrow, I wouldn't even want to drop back as many times. Where was those big receivers? You paid all his money, and you mean to tell me he had 23 yards passing, 113 yards passing, or whatever you said? All
Yeah.
this big time money. See, you should have bought a defense.
You
Spend
waited all
some of that
the time while
on defense.
Hendrickson had a couple. I think he had a couple of sacks. It's like that man picked up where he left off at, but y'all left him on the shelf.
Hendrickson gonna do his thing, but he needs some help.
Uh, a couple more games. Houston Texans and the Los Angeles Rams. The Texans fell to the Rams by the score of 14-9. C.J. Stroud was 19 for 27, 168 yards passing, one interception, no touchdowns. Nick Chubb carried the low line share with 13 carries for 60 yards. C.J. Stroud backed them up with 5 carries for 32. There really was no one else close after that. Jaden Higgins was 2 receptions for 12 yards. Xavier Hutchins was two for 2 for 30. Dalton Schultz was 3 for 28. A lot of balls was thrown around the yard. However, no productiveness for the Rams. Matthew Stafford 12 for 29 for 245 yards, one touchdown. Kyron Williams 18 carries for 86 yards. Jordan Whittington on the end around 1 for 5 yards. Puka Nakua 10 receptions, 130 yards. Again, no touchdown. He was the second on the team was Devontae Adams with 4 receptions for 51 yards. The only touchdown came from Davis Allen, which was a 13-yard pass. Uh, Again, a lot of yard going, all chucking it all over the yard, but no one being productive.
No, it's the defense.
Okay.
It's the defenses for those two teams. But my problem is Houston. Y'all let me down. See, that's another. Now y'all see why I took so many L's. Look, Houston, no touchdowns, not one touchdown, 3 field goals. Not one touchdown. And then when you had a chance to stay in the game or probably win the game, you fumble the ball in the red zone coming down the stretch of that game. Houston, you got high expectations. I was expecting y'all to blow out y'all division, but after week one, I'm looking like the Colts might be right there with y'all if y'all don't get y'all act together.
Next up, two more games. Of course, one we're gonna go jump over the one and get back to it. But the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings, a game that was a little less. You would think it was a close game, but if you watched it, you saw that basically the Minnesota Vikings defense manhandled the Vikings at some point and basically put the clamps on them and made them irrelevant on all aspects of the game and made them stop them in their tracks. However, Caleb Williams was 21 for 35 for 210 yards, one touchdown in which he rushed for that touchdown, 6 carries for 58 yards in a touchdown. So 2 touchdowns by Caleb Williams. DJ Moore was 3 receptions for 68 yards. Roma Duze was 3 for 37 with the long touchdown. Amadi Zacchaeus was 4 for 44. Colston Loveland 2 for 12. Cole Komet 1 for 31. But it just wasn't enough. When I first watched the game, started looking at it, I was like, okay, Caleb was looking better. And then, of course, I came back later, and when I came back just as Minnesota was starting to cook, J.J. McCarthy, the welcome back kid, 13 for 20 for 143 yards, 7.2 average, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Jordan Mason, 15 carries for 68 yards. Aaron Jones Sr., 8 carries for 23. Aaron Jones Sr., 3 receptions for 44 yards and a touchdown. Justin Jefferson, 4 receptions for 44 yards and a touchdown. Adam Thielen was had no receptions. However, he did catch the 2-point conversion that kept him in the game. TJ Hawkinson 3 for 15. Again, you had a situation to where going all over the yard, but the scores right. The Chicago
Oh,
Bears did have a pick six.
yeah, they got a pick six.
They got a pick
Uh,
six that kept them that
I thought the
gave them.
game was over right there with that pick six. I said, "Oh, it's over." But the heart of a champion. I think speaking of Houston, the Rudy T never underestimate the heart of a champion. That's what JJ McCarthy. That's what JJ McCarthy has, and that's what he showed off in that game. Never quit. That never quit mentality. That never out of the game mentality. But he did win a national. See, this is the difference between him and Caleb. Caleb has never won in college. What I'm saying? He's never won big like JJ McCarthy, and you can see the difference when in the two. Like JJ hung in there. Caleb started giving up. He started panicking. JJ was calm. Caleb was panicking. When they turned up the pressure, they didn't hardly blitz him the first half, but the second half they started getting after him, and he couldn't handle that blitz. So everybody was hype about Ben Johnson's offense. Oh, they gonna look like this. They gonna do this. Yeah, Minnesota set them up. I think that was perfect by Brian Flores. Set them up, make them think that they doing a little something, and now we gonna ratchet up the pressure, and we gonna see who caves. And Caleb has caved. You know, he caved. But what do you expect? The guy wasn't really a winner in college, man. Like for real. Like he may have won the Heisman Trophy, but he wasn't a winner.
Or you say JJ only played one game. Let's calm down.
No, you're gonna see why Kevin O'Connell kept that kid when that kid got injured and he didn't
And
keep
got
Sam
rid of
Darnold.
Don. And got
You're
rid of
gonna
old Don. Let the other two
you're
walk.
gonna see why the coach made that move. So I'm not gonna calm down because I'm telling you I can see it already with the coach sees. For real, we've seen two. This is the second year. Caleb Williams. This is his 18th game. How many more games we got to see before we see that? Hey, I mean,
The
for real.
last game of the week, uh, the which wasn't the last. It was the Sunday night football game, but it probably was the better of the two games. Unfortunate situation. The Baltimore Ravens had them 5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, which means 5 minutes remaining in the game, up by 15 points, but yet fall to the Buffalo Bills by the score of 41-40. Lamar Jackson was 14 for 19, 109 yards, 2 touchdowns, 11-yard average on his passes. Derrick Henry 15 carries for 169 yards, 2 touchdowns, but what we knew was the backbreaker was the fumble that put
That fumble.
Buffalo in play. Lamar Jackson, 6 carries for 70 yards and a touchdown. Zay Flowers was cooking 143 yards off of 7 receptions, 9 targets, 1 touchdown, 20-yard average per catch. DeAndre Hopkins, 2 catches for 35 yards and 1 touchdown. A nice one at that, showing them big
Yeah,
mitts
that
what he
catch was
did.
that one
Yeah,
hand.
the one-handed catch. The Buffalo Bills, however, Josh Allen, 33 for 46, 394 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 8.6 on the average. James Cook was 13 carries for 44 yards. Josh Allen, 14 for 30. James Cook had 1 touchdown. Josh Allen had 2 touchdowns. You said something that was key. Winners doing what they need to do to win. Heart of a champion. Keon Coleman, 8 receptions, 112 yards, and a touchdown. Khalil Shakir, 9 receptions, 64 yards. Josh Palmer, 5 receptions, 61 yards. Dalton Kincaid, 4 receptions, 48 yards, and a touchdown. 5 receptions, 86 yards, 58 yards for James Cook. As we see, Buffalo Bills are coming to play. Do we see the Buffalo's Bills going to the Super Bowl potentially this year, in
No,
your opinion? No.
no, and this is why. This is why the coach was standing over there. The coach might as well should have been a spectator in the stands during that game because he basically just said, "Josh, go win us a football game." They do this year after year. This is why they fall short every year. Josh Allen has to do too much to win a football game. He has to do too much. The man was responsible for what 60 plays, almost 60 plays in that game. But if you do 14 and 46, that's 60. But I'm not gonna count the knees that he took. I think three of those rushes was knees. But
Mm-hmm.
50 something plays, he got to make every play tremendous. He got to do it all. Like, where is this James Cook? You just paid him and you only give him the ball 13 times. I mean, I understand the tone of the game. You was losing early, but you got to figure out a way to get some help for Josh Allen, or and the defense ain't doing you no favors neither. You know, like the defense ain't doing you no favors. McDermott is not that guy, man. I go at the coach on this one, man. You got this phenomenal talent, and you still haven't figured out to put enough pieces around him. A few players here or there to help this guy. You keep going getting washed up defensive players. You know, no disrespect to Von Miller, he was great in his day, but he was washed when he got there to Buffalo. I'm just saying, you got to start getting some young talent around this guy because you wasted his career. He's not going to win a Super Bowl in Buffalo, man. I mean,
At this point, I think what we seen in Detroit a couple of years ago, as they was coming up, I think that is what Buffalo is, the new Detroit. But I think these Buffalo Bills have a better opportunity, a better chance in becoming victorious and getting their first Super Bowl after that, back in the 90s when they went 0-4 in Super Bowls. Had all the accolades and everything to get there, just couldn't pull it off. I think they are better suited now, and it might be a different year for them. But of course, we're going to see.
Okay, before we get off that game, Baltimore. Baltimore, they just smoke games every chance they get. They just smoke games. Like they in their own way. I mean, Henry ran great throughout the game till he fumbled it. Till he fumbled the ball. That fumble, but then that late missed extra point where it should have been up by 16, but it was only 15 because the guy doinked it off the pole or whatever. They missed the field goal. The attention to details for
It was a
Baltimore
lot
to me,
of field goals or extra points, like all over the
yeah.
league. Uh,
But Baltimore specific, man, y'all find ways to lose games. Any way Baltimore can lose a game, they gonna figure it out.
they got to be gut wrenching for Lamar Jackson because it's like, yo, come on, I do everything I can, and
You
this
see
is
his
how y'all.
workload. You see his workload. 25, whatever, like 19 passes, 6 runs. That's 25. And you see Josh Allen's workload 60. You got to touch the ball 60 times for your team to be successful. Can you do that 17 games plus an extra 2 extra playoff games, 3 extra playoff games? I don't think you can. That's why they fall short every year. They're gonna fall short
You're
again.
gonna burn
Uh,
out.
Load management needs to be held in Buffalo. Like somebody else got to share this load.
Did I? I'm trying to see. Did I miss? I think I missed the game. Possibly. I don't remember saying us talking about it. No, we did talk about it. All right, tonight's game.
We didn't
So
talk
that's
the Saints. Did we talk the
oh
Saints?
the Saints. That's what it was. The Saints.
Yeah, we
I
missed
knew
the
it was
Saints.
something I missed. The Saints. Last week we'll talk about it. Then we get into the picks and get ready to get up out of here. The Arizona Cardinals and the New Orleans Saints. Uh, Rattler, not the best showing, but he did keep them. He, for whatever reason, had them in contention. 27 for 46 for 214 yards, no touchdowns or no interceptions. Kamara had a touchdown rushing on 11 carries of 45 yards. Spencer Rattler rushed with 20 rushed for 24 yards, 25 yards off the 4 carries. Jawan Johnson, the tight end, 8 receptions for 76 yards. Chris Olave, 7 receptions for 54 yards. Rashid Shaheed coming back. I think he was having a pretty good year last year before he got injured. 6 receptions for 33 yards. Brandon Cooks 3 for 26 himself. However, no one scored in that. And within all that being said, Kyler Murray was 21 for 29 for 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. Trey Benson rushed nine times for 69 yards. Connor 12 times for 39 yards. Kyler Murray had 7 carries for 38 yards. From a receiving standpoint, Marvin Harrison Jr. had 9 receptions for 71 yards and a touchdown. James Conner had 4 receptions and a touchdown off of 5 yards. Trey McBride was 6 for 61, and Benson was 1 for 6, and Wright Rehan was 1 for 10. Dismal. Well, I mean, but someone had to win. What did you think of the Arizona and Saints game?
I said it was no excuses for Kyler Murray hanging in there and getting the win. But the takeaway from that game is the Saints, man. You got to give the Saints credit for hanging in there. The defense keeping them in the game. We don't know if that's going to last all season, but I feel bad for the Saints fans because it's going to be a long season. Just work with it. Rattler might pick it up here and there. And on the other side, if you're the Cardinals, you got to be like, man, when we gonna bust through? like, like when we gonna bust through? It's time to quit saying we right there, we right there. It's time to do something. And early on, I know it's just one game, but early on, it's gonna be rough on y'all if y'all don't turn that up a little bit. I mean, 130 yards, 21 completions, 100. Who's the offensive coordinator? Me. I mean, I mean, was the Saints defense that good that all you doing is dinking and dunking? Because that don't sound good, Trey.
So tonight's game, the Green Bay Packers coming off a win, Washington Commanders coming off a win, um, Jordan Love versus uh, Jaden Daniels, uh, running a receiver by committee versus the new school. What do you think about this game and who you got tonight?
I got the young team. I'm taking the young team. I'm taking Green Bay, and I think it's gonna be a good showing by young, well, two quarterbacks, two young quarterbacks. One is specifically young, and the other one, Jordan Love been in the league a minute. Um, only young by age, because he's been in the league a while now, right? So, but I think Jaden Daniels, I think on this Thursday night prime time, he gonna clown a little bit, and but I think Jordan Love got the better team right now, early on in the season. I'm not saying the Commanders ain't gonna turn it up throughout the season, but I think right now Jordan Love has the better team.
I'm for on the other hand, I'm taking the Washington Commanders. Um, More so about their offense and defense. I think is going to be make the difference. Jordan Love, I think is. I mean, he's going to do. It's just a run the receiver by committee, not the worst, but they don't have a clear cut, which I guess makes it hard for defenses on offenses. But at the same time, it makes it hard for you as a quarterback unless that's the game plan. Unless now it has became, you know what, LaFleur, we're going to. This is the game plan. We know who's going to be our top receiver. They don't know who's going to be because we have a bunch of young receivers that can make it happen. They have Jacobs there. That he's an efficient runner. Um, but I just think Daniels and company feel like they have something to prove. They want to start off early and remain atop of the NFC East. Um, they did what they had to do to dispatch the Giants. Um, Now they have the Green Bay Packers, and we'll see where it goes from there. So I'm taking the Packers. I mean, I'm taking the Washington Commanders.
Before we get out of here, hey, I want to see if Michael Parsons can handle that Debo end around. He couldn't handle it when he was with Dallas and in San Francisco. We're gonna see if he can finally handle that end around. You know it's coming. Debo Samuel's around the end, left and right. You know it's coming.
It's a staple now. In any case, we appreciate y'all tapping in with us. We just wanted to make sure we come back and get this all out there. Y'all know who we got. I have to get with Bishop. Our standings for the first week, of course, we posted on our show 10 o'clock on Sunday. And so we'll go from there and more to come when we get to talking about it. The recap from tonight and then our picks for and whatever's coming out in that week. Of course, this is and yet another year after the 9/11 tragedy that happened 24 years ago. So, of course, like I say, anything we will never forget. We always remember. Life goes on, but that doesn't mean we don't remember everyone, the over 2,500 people that lost their lives in that event. And things keep happening. Things happen. There was a couple of people lost their lives yesterday from a national scale. Um,
Utah and then the shooting in Colorado.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shooting in Colorado, shooting in Utah, beheading in Dallas, in Texas. Um, I think the Naval Academy had an active shooter this today. Like all the things continue to happen, but remain steadfast. Continue to keep your heads up. Y'all be positive. Y'all keep your heads in the swivel though, and be sure to tune in come Sunday, and we'll be a-okay. It's me, your boy Trey, my man, the People's Coast, CC. We up out of here. We'll be seeing y'all on Sunday. Enjoy
Y'all Sunday.
y'all Thursday night. Get to the TV screen. Check out the Thursday night game, and know that Washington is going to be victorious. See you on Sunday. Peace.